couple of different picks, but here on Bind, it's a whole lot more optimal. So you have the double duelists. Actually, sometimes you would see the Phoenix being picked out by some tier 1 teams on this map, but instead they're still going to maintain that raise, which Aaron has been so proficient on. Folks, we have made it here for map number 2 between XSET and FaZe Clan. If FaZe Clan lose this one out, they're going back.
Well, here they go, FaZe. That's the tried and true style, fast and aggressive. They're going to get U-Haul control early on, but Corey can't win the fight against Thwipo. He's going to maintain this position, but he's being forced away. It's going to be a quick dash in from Baby Bay to retake this position now as FaZe. They've committed so much early utility into this execution that now on the postman, they're not going to have a lot to hold back. And there are 3 players on a quick flank, and FaZe, they might not be prepared for this one.
Oh, Pure needed that one, but the running frenzy. We're on a different patch, folks. 2.02, it still helps out, but the classic, the right clicks, they never change, do they? Zachary with a 2K up close. That's gonna leave XSET at a man disadvantage. BCJ.
They're still
around like we mentioned, but the hard flank from earlier, it's coming in clean over towards bathroom, but BCJ needs to bait out attention right here, right now. Aaron does get a kill back onto Zachary, make it a second. Now last person remaining over towards the U-Wall area. The nade is massive. Kobe coming in from Aaron. He clears up the A site all by himself. And XSET, they have backed the pistol round off of a 2v3.
FaZe were not prepared for that double flank at all. You saw a Shark Dart come in from, I think it was BCJ from, I think, A Heaven to try and force players to swing into the double short flank. And after Baby Bay gets an info, he's like, okay, well, I've already taken down the first. There were 2 players flanking through a short. There's no way there's going to be a third one just creeping around in showers. And FaZe, that was the case. Weren't prepared at all for Aaron to come in from showers. And so XSET, they catch them unaware. They get the first round. And FaZe, it's going to be a forced buy here as they get Stingers going for them to try and recoup and take a second round conversion.
Again, huge stuff, but this round, FaZe, they never cease to entertain. Super fast up towards B. They actually split this one out. Marv's going to be able to get one back onto Pure, but Aaron with the trade back. Still Baby Bay taking up control, but you still have BCJ back at elbow trying to escape. 6 HP. No bullets are going to hit him. He somehow survives. He has a little bit of util to try to help out, but We did trying to make his way through the cage. There's nobody actually watching the exit from it. We did with a little bit of timing could have been able to make his way out, but BCJ still there for the trade back. Rock, as the information is fully on him. The TP goes back. He's barely going to have enough time to make his way on and get this plant. And not only that, but I would have said that there's still util still laying around. Yes, the tripwire is in U-Haul, but it's a little bit different of a scenario. I love that cyber cage, though. The double cyber cages where Rock is feeling the pressure once again. Another TP. We're going around the world.
This dude is running and running. He's got to make that commit, right? Because Recon Bolt goes in, those double Cypher cages. He ticks the Cypher cage, which is even more unfortunate. So they know his positioning, but this is winnable here. Raucus, 1v2, takes the first Thwipo. Great instant trade as XSET. They do knock up a second round, but look at those casualties. There's going to be no bonus going into this one. In FaZe, they can force up Sheriffs. They can get a very light buy. We saw it on the Haven. They could do that here again and try and punish XSET further economically.
But that's the unfortunate part of things. This is where FaZe really started to put them really into their own grave when they started to hard reinvest. When they started to force buy up off of what would be just an inclination that they could be able to take up a couple of rounds. So XSET off of that laborious buy, like you mentioned. A couple of SMGs, even a Bucky back for We Did. They're going to stick around to what is Sheriff, so it's not that big of a situation, not that bad. Early util, there's not too much of it, but it's actually going to be Baby Bay that might opt to make his way forward immediately. He wants to clear up a little bit of sight. There is a cam up just watching the exit of bathroom. Not only that, but he has an angle over towards short, but Baby Bay now on through of the cloud. Oh! The right click on the weed, that's massive. Still one around green boxes. Aaron takes him down. Thwifo's still alive, and he's able to take down one and a whole lot of damage onto another. U-Haul control is taken up. Pure taken back too. Zachary now in a 1v4, only able to take one back. So fast action there, Sully. XSET had a whole lot of options covered, but I did like the route that FaZe took.
Yeah, they weren't necessarily going for, well, obviously they were going to try and win the round, but I think the biggest thing was getting damage and a huge kill from Baby Bay. I think FaZe would have maybe liked one more kill to make it just 2 players alive for XSET. That would have done so much more damage, but XSET, they go in with a very light buy to kind of try and make that round a bonus round, essentially. So now they've got the buy back here. FaZe, it's Rifles, essentially versus Rifles. 3 Spectres are all the downgrades that XSET are going to hold on to, but here's a quick play. Paranoia here on the right side as 2 players look for the fight, but Corey shuts down Aaron. They've got a short control, but FaZe are looking to retake now.
Oh, okay. FaZe was looking to retake short. Ended up getting shut down by We Did. He gets one back. And again, heavy pressure from XSET down short in a round where, again, they desperately needed at least some sort of traction. FaZe now, they're still trying to get a little bit of info, trying to make up space with the Owl drone. They're going to maintain Zachary right behind it. Not only that, but the cam up just to check up the corner. There's nobody there. Both stuck up in U-Haul. They're going to be playing there mainly for a retake, but they have a whole lot of util to play with. If I'm not mistaken, still a Paranoia for the wide swing. Recon bolt. Nothing caught. With this one-way smoke, these players just start to chill out a little bit. I don't like that open position, actually, from Zachary. It actually makes me a little bit more stressed, but because he has the cam up, in short, he can vibe out and just see what contact he can get. 35 seconds left. Zachary still able to take one back. They know that there's still one more around this site, if not U-Haul, and Zachary with a trade back. 1v2. They know that Thwifo is near the bathroom area. He has a Spectre, a Sheriff, and a Hope. It's still in the back. You were about to say that he has a chance, but it's not going to be tradable in a sense, and Raucus is here in a beautiful position. FaZe, they take one back.
Losing 3 players, though, it's definitely going to hurt a little more than I think FaZe would have liked. 2 players remain, 3 reinvestments. XSET, again, that was essentially their bonus. 2 players had Rifles, the rest had Spectres. So the buyback here isn't going to be too much. Pierre was one of the players that had, I think, like 400 credits left in his bank account. But because he has the Blade Storm, he should be all right here. Yeah, so Pierre going all the way down to 0 credits will at least have the Blade Storm to work with. He has an operator as well to back him up, as he's going to fight for early Showers control. So now XSET, this is the name of the game on Vine. You get Showers control. It's such a vital position to constrict long rotations, to constrict that TP and make the retake happen here on A. So here's that heavy fight. They're going to try and invest a little bit more of a peak. Weedid's not going to get much from it. FaZe can see that position. That's because they have their eyes set elsewhere. A slow default here by FaZe and XSET. What could the read be? There are no rotations. There's no info given up just yet. So they're playing off of a blank canvas right now. FaZe are trying to find a way to get the brush onto it.
Good cam up too. They don't need to interact with this contact on B site. They can play a little bit of a modified retake. Lots of pressure over towards the back line. This one's going to be clean for FaZe. Nobody up in short. But instead, Thwifo. Oh my god. Watching long with a panoramic view, and Zachary walks right into him and takes him out immediately. FaZe now off the post plant with a man advantage.
Player wrapping towards elbow. I mean, We might try and set up a paranoia here. There are 3 players lined up in tin can that he could get full blinded here. With the smoke, he's going to try and set one up. He needs to block all of these extremities off, right? He can't get peeked out from long and Pierre. I think that was through the box. Gets a huge one. There's a swing back from Aaron, but there is still no paranoia used. It's now down to just 2 as they're running into the site, but there is another Hunter Siri. BCJ in the clutch. He's got 1, needs a second here. It's 6 bullets left. He's tapped the spike. It's sticking all the way. He's got to get it to have. There's the swing, but there's the kill from Raucus. Second round on the board there from FaZe. Well done on the post plant, but XSET made that one way too close for FaZe.
Their economy isn't exactly going to be an issue, but my, oh my, we did. You wanted to take on that first contact, use up the little util that he had to cover up the extremities like you mentioned. There was nobody up in hookah, so that smoke was kaput, but it is what it is. XSET, they tried their hardest, and it just didn't work out in their favor in the end of things. Now FaZe looking for a little bit of a modified default early on in this round, Sully. Nice. Oh, here we go. FaZe now. Second around, you actually do have We Did taking one back onto Corey, but this hold, it's Lockjaw as Aaron takes one back. Raucus with a frag back onto Pura. Raucus actually going big with a 2K. Does equalize things, but Aaron has to go aggressive into bathrooms. Zachary is there. We Did on low HP. Needed the headshot. It's going to end up working out in XSET's favor. It's a little bit of an eco too. A couple of forces, but... Okay, Sarah, as XSET, they find themselves a fourth.
Can't believe XSET of all the rounds to pull it out on an eco as well, Gus. That's where things maybe are a little bit dangerous for FaZe. But now look at the ults they have charged up. Brimstone Ultimate, Orbital Strike online, Showstopper available as well now. I mean, FaZe have got everything going for them for this post plant, but it's such a rough buy and a weird one to call if they want to go for the force. Raucus and Baby Bay still sticking to it, though. And XSET up 4-2 on an eco can maybe reset FaZe here once more. Their economy's starting to build because of that eco round, and now FaZe, with this full investment, the hero rifles brought out, it's going to be a risky one. We'll see what they can get. Obviously, Baby Bay is able to afford, because even if FaZe loses this round, he'll at least have the Blade Storm online, so there's at least some salvation in that aspect.
Early pick here for FaZe would be massive, especially with the isolated positions that they're getting on. At least a little bit of early pressure would be at least huge to try to split up the sites. As XSET, they are playing one back over towards their spawn and a fast rotation, but BCJ doesn't exactly need to go for the full rotation. He has the Hunter's Fury essentially ready to deny space. 45 seconds left. FaZe, they're slowly inching up.
Ooh, Alladrone baited out. That'll, I think, commit BCJ more or less back towards the safe site because of that Alladrone. And there's actually a huge commitment. Okay, taking the TP now, but BCJ, Hunter's Fury to try and punish players on A because of one Alladrone. That makes it so much more realistic here as Corey from downtown, but Pure does find a double. That's the big thing, and Corey on the site, only able to get one. Where's the punishment? We did against Smart. Spike does end up getting dropped. 10 seconds left. There is no time. And Raucus, this is unfortunate. He now just needs to stay alive. He'll only get 1K credits, but XSET, the time was not on the side of FaZe, and XSET called the rotations perfectly to find themselves the fifth now.
It's the same situation where FaZe had found themselves so many times earlier in that first map, where just the slow and steady default that they would go for just to try to find an early pick to try to commit to a certain site, and it just doesn't work, right? They're trying to make their own space, but at the end of things, they take their time. They still have a couple of players isolated. They do end up making up a little bit of a team play, although it's a bit scattered. It did work out in their favor a little bit, but because that long flank came in so late, We Did just had so much space to work with, and he ended up opening up the round. Fight for orb.
No real contest just yet on that orb, but they're going to get showers control now. Nothing towards long. Here we'll be able to grab that orb for free, but that's not going to do much as Baby Bay. What is this space that he's been allowed here? Right-clicking on in. He had the Blade Storm from dying in the last round, but We Did. It's a solo play and one rocket, 2 kills. That's the second time, Aaron. Gotta punish that one. Raucus able to find 2 from it, but FaZe, such a messy execution onto the side. Baby Bay tries to create space solo, but he gets punished in FaZe. There's a huge gap and a huge lapse of judgment as XSET punished with their ultimates.
No, that's where at least, okay, now I finally see what the second person was right on default, but that is one of those situations, folks, where a duelist trying to make solo space can go so wrong for a team. It comes down to the timing, and it comes down to the space allotted by the defenders. So you ended up having the 2 players over in bathroom essentially acting as a hard retake on site, or just watching cross. There was that faster rotation coming in from XSET over towards the back spawn area, but even then, FaZe, they almost went too fast for their own good. What on earth? What? With
the Wi-Fi?
I can't speak! What on earth was that? The Wi-Fi lines up 3 after the dash from Baby Bay? Okay, 1v4 now. for Corey. Although it was an eco, I don't think Thwifo had any means of getting that 3K. All the heads just lining up in his favor, and again, that's just unfortunate. But for Thwifo, you're celebrating because now not only do you get the extra ult points, but it's just farming. Your stats get padded. And XSET, they're lining up a 7th round to take an advantage here in the half and potentially some extra credit later. But Corey's still with a chance with just about 45 seconds left. Could find a flank and a couple of cheeky frags to affect the economy.
I don't think anything is really going to hurt XSET at this point economically. I mean, they are so sound at this point. Last round was huge for them. This one even bigger now if they can keep these players and these 4 still intact. Corey, he'll be very lucky to get one. And now, yep, Weeded looking his way. Gun down. He does get a couple of tags. But yeah, XSET, there was no real chance they were going to lose anything in that situation. Even going into the next, economic damage was not going to be a factor. I mean, they've built up so many credits already that it's so hard to punish that aspect. So FaZe down 7-2 here. And what could be a very vital first half, unless we see another flip-flop in the defense like we saw in Haven. They do still have that Orbital Strike and that Hunter's Fury lined up. Those are huge ultimates for the post plans, but that's if they can even get onto the site. XSET have denied so many opportunities for FaZe to even get onto the site to get the plant down that when will those ults be used here? They're going to try and assess back towards the long side, or at least the B bomb site. You do have Thwifo sitting underneath. BCJ got no info out towards long, so he's going to concede, and they're going to end up retaking here. But TP on in. Aaron's going to get punished. Thwifo with a cam they haven't seen just yet.
Holy.
And so he can hold. He doesn't need to call these rotations, but Baby Bay has crept through, and that's the threat. As Thwifo's not looking, and Baby Bay's going to get punished on the dash. FaZe in a 4v3 have an advantage, but it's gone back to XSET. 3 versus 2, and there's nowhere they can go. They have one on the site, but it's a long rotation here by Marv.
Yeah, lurk from Zachary. Still just about a minute left on the clock, so it's not exactly that much of a detriment. Not only that, but Zachary ended up leaving a cam all the way back over towards bathroom. But Pure, because of the time, they ended up allotting himself.
Zachary's in spawn.
Almost ended up getting the kill, but Zachary, in we go. Gonna be able to get one. Still one more around the corner. Trying to look for the frag. BCJ takes him back. Still one low on HP, and it's gonna be none other than Marv. He could play this post plant with the orbital strike, but he wants to fight this right here, right now. Player going into U-Haul now. It's BCJ v Marv, and Marv biding his time in such a weird position. He could definitely be around the bathroom position. At least that's in the eyes of BCJ. He's trying to cover up as much space as possible. There's still a whole lot of time for him to get on. A little bit of a fake. Marv's around the corner.
He doesn't.
No, not at all. Why would you ever expect this position? Recon Bolt not going to be able to find anything. Still going down to half. And Marv, with the patience, with the ice in his veins, takes his time, and he gets the kill at the end of things. FaZe, they have a third after what? Man, you gotta say, Zachary taking up all that information on the A site, making the space, and still getting so much damage off the rotation.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, that play, but then the post plant by Marv, insane thinking, because I think in the mind of BCJ, it's, well, Marv has got an orbital strike. He's going to try and play it like if I had a Hunter Sphere. He's going to play super long and away from the fight. So there's no reason to expect him to be showers, because that doesn't make sense if you're going to try and re-swing it. Ooh. And Marv absolutely shuts down Pure in this round like it did to BCJ. There's an early pick, and the Hunter Suri doesn't get much info. They don't take any space off of it, and now Aaron's going to try and reassess. He's expecting someone to swing off of it, but it's 2 players here, and Baby Bay might not be expecting Aaron whatsoever. Once more, Zachary's on a lurk. Baby Bay, it's a double swing and 1 kill for the side of XSET to reset to a 4v4.
You talk about ciphers and interesting positions. This time it's Thwifo over in bathroom, but that recon bolt, just him trying to take it away, exposes his position. Not only that, but I think he did make a little bit of noise early on too. So now XSET with a 3-man rotation back over towards their spawn. FaZe actually with a 2-man hole back short. I mean, that's just you, Sully. They have the orbital strike. They can essentially just bide their time and just try to use as many players as possible, just as meat shields. But there you go, orbital strike going down. Not going to be able to get a lot of damage, but no kills. Corey does take one back. Same thing with Zachary. We did with another one. Thwifo, there you go. Now it's a 2-on-2. That Molly still holding on a whole lot of time. Spam through. We did. He tries to pull an Olaf, but he dies to the molly anyways. Okay, a heroic play. It was a decent effort. It was a good idea, but it's still FaZe with a 4th round back. I mean, he was essentially depending on Thwifo, just a wide swing, and potentially get one of the 2 kills, but we did with an all-out effort. Same thing with the rest of XSET. They end up losing the round, as now FaZe with a 4th and looking to close out the half in fantastic fashion.
Last 2 rounds have been theirs. BabyBay's not picked up the operator. He's going to try and punish BCJ. They recognize that he's going to try and fight for this orb. TP on the other side. See what he can get, BabyBay.
I can't speak.
There's one peek on back, BabyBay. Looking for something. BCJ takes the fight, and oh, BabyBay can't punish. He ends up whiffing the shot, but because of that aggression, they can reassess out a hookah here. They now need to corner this one Opper, and it's up to Weeded to try and get something. Nothing he can do there. It's Pure on a late rotation, but these players are split. They know there's one on the flank, and it's one from Pure that puts it into 2 versus 2 now.
I know exactly where you are.
He's got a wrap. He still has a bit of util. Info's there. Singular knife for BabyBay. I don't know why he's still holding on to it, but I'll be completely honest.
Oh.
Okay, never mind.
All right, there you go.
All right, never mind. BabyBay, 1 knife, a huge headshot. I mean, it was a massive opportunity at the end of things for potentially a 1v2 for Pure, but didn't expect anything else from it. But FaZe with a massive close to the first half, at least making the score possible for them going into the second. Folks, we need to decompress. We'll see you guys in just a little bit for the second half. Welcome on back, folks. Second half between FaZe Clan and XSET here on Bind, about to go off, and Sully, because we're playing on the last patch, the Frenzies are out to play.
Of course, the Frenzies are going to be out to play. I mean, the run and gun, it works super well on a map like Bind. I mean, the long range, even with the Frenzy, 2 headshots to the head and you're donezo. Corey, though, with a ghost, is going to take down the first. Aaron falls early down to mid, and now what FaZe can do here is they retake long control, so they can make an early TP if they want to. They don't have showers, but they can get an early flank going. Now FaZe, this is where maybe Marvin and Raucus need to back away, allow the post flank, because you have a man advantage, and play the 4v5. Cages go down, and Raucus, I don't know if he was spotted just yet. He could get something from this, maybe a little bit more with 8 bullets left. It's the spray, a little bit mishazardous. He gets gunned down. We did running on through, but it's XSET that bring it back to a 3v3.
Okay, a little bit ballsy from Marv. Trying to run through the smoke to try to deny the spike plant, but even then there was actually 2 covering up that area. 25 HP for BabyBay, but he's still going massive. He makes that HP matter, and now Pure taking back BabyBay, but he's still low. Speaking of low HP, Guardians and Pure now taking one back, and we did on site with a crossfire, taking down Corey. Got a little bit scrappy at the end of things, but now FaZe, they had the man advantage, they had the space, but it was a little bit unfortunate off the retake, how again, they ended up losing Marv off of what would have actually been a really good control situation, but could have made their way back. 8-5 though, Sully, as now FaZe, they find themselves in a very similar position as they were on map number 1.
XSET with this strong buy now, Spectres and everything, they're not wasting, they're not letting any cash go to waste here. As Corey takes the TP, as FaZe were just trying to crunch down towards a short right yard. Nico, you can take a gamble. They didn't force into this one. Maybe they could get something going, but XSET, the B site is theirs for the taking. 1 retake cam is all that FaZe have set up here by Zachary, and even that's not going to help them too much in this situation. Spike down. Now can XSET back away with 5 players here. 4 taking the TP, 2 ready for the cross. Aaron's got 1. No, it's Thwifo instead with 2. There's Aaron finally coming into it. 2 players left in FaZe. They've got nothing to show for it.
Oh, BCJ needs to keep that clean, and there you go. The first time off of the second round conversions where we truly see a flawless round, Sully. So now the SMGs can actually maintain for a full bonus.
Super simple for XSET. Good post plant. I mean, you understand the idea from FaZe. Again, you're on an eco round. You might want to just guess, and maybe make the stack happen. But then when 4 players take the TP, and because XSET, they have the perfect post plans. You took hookah control, you can maintain it. You kind of expect that, well, there's nobody on B. They're all on the A site. They're going to try and maybe make a quick rotation, catch us off guard. But with no paranoia, that's the big thing. You've got no flashes on the side of FaZe, so that execution into hookah is 10 times harder now. So we'll see how they end up taking it here. Early Boomba going in now. Camera destroyed, and it's Corey and Baby Bay that are going to hold on to this positioning. And XSET, slight utility usage to isolate a 1v1. As Corey will be revealed by a recon bolt coming in from the Owl Drone and nearly gets exposed because of it. He does blast backing away, but he was caught by a paranoia, so that was a hard escape for him.
Yeah, no, that was tough. Good combo, though. Well timed. Aaron covering up hookah, but he's actually backed off. They're going to let go control of hookah. Now 2 players back towards the back 2. Should be making their way in through CT spawn, but even then, just trying to throw out as much information as possible. 3 players around the tin can. That molly could do so much, and it does. 1 player has to swing. It's Weeded. Just watching the angle drop down from Marv. Oh, I was about to say Aaron taking his sweet time getting the kill, but it's actually BCJ to actually get the 2. I mean, gotta give it up to BCJ. He was locked out by the molly, and he was still able to get himself in a good off angle to actually catch himself the 2 frags off. Aaron would have been screwed if BCJ didn't come up big.
Would have been a big misplay, I'd say, at least on that retake. Aaron lucky to get that kill, right? Because it was such a good retake from FaZe. The molly to force players out of tin can, and then XSET kind of get a little bit discombobulated in that site, so was almost possibly done by FaZe, but good trades from XSET all around now. How were the side of FaZe going to adjust? Really risky from Baby Bay. He's on 30 HP, and even then, he's invested into the ultimate. So 1 bullet, and Baby Bay's gone down, but the same thing with the knives. 1 shot to the head, and the player's gone. So we'll see what he can make of it, but the Owl Drone doesn't clear him out.
What?
He could dance around this now. He could be left or right, and XSET, they're going to clear it, 100% at least. Oh, no!
Never mind! Oh, my Baby Bay gets himself 2 to clear up XSET's hopes of taking a B.
They were gonna clear it. Looked like Weeded was looking his way, but he's so fast on it. Lifo had the fate that Weeded was gonna get the kill, and that's why he didn't need to look. XSET caught off guard by 1 play, and then a sheriff back from Raucus. 2 versus 4. This is still doable. Don't get us wrong. FaZe are not out of the woods just yet. Again, the light by the sheriffs. They can be punished with these vandals if they can try and close the gap, though. That's where the sheriffs start to struggle. But 45 or 40 seconds left. Apologies. And they need to clear angles. Corey catching Aaron with his back turn. Where's the trade? BCJ 1v3. And he's being caught, but he's actually doing some damage here. He gets the kill onto Corey. He's got a real chance of winning this now.
I don't think I trust your statistics or your inclinations on whether or not someone can win an interaction, but you know, I'll trust you for now because now with 14 seconds left, he does have the angle for the plant. The showstopper is almost literally just coverage, and there you go. BCJ still gets the kill back, but Corey from beyond the grave takes him down with a showstopper. But well, that's a whole lot of damage to the economy of FaZe, though. I mean, although we were talking about a couple of knives, there was a couple of pretty decent buys from this team going forward. Hard eco, though, and FaZe, they make it count.
Right, yeah, they really only bought into sheriffs, so that's the big thing, is that they don't make many investments. They pick up vandals behind off of bodies. I think that's where Raucus got his after taking a player down in hookah, so it works out in their favor. FaZe, they're lucky. I mean, again, they're very fortunate that Weeded doesn't get 1 bullet into the body of Baby Bay, so they sit tight. FaZe get a 6, first of the half so far, but XSET, how many fluke rounds are they going to get from that, where XSET make 1 major mistake and FaZe are able to punish off for that? We'll have to see. Full rifle round. And Baby Bay will be able to pick up the operator. He peers down towards long, but a huge recon bolt, and BCJ's there to punish.
And that's huge. They're still fighting this. BCJ on the front lines, and Zachary has nowhere to go. Just consistently getting pinged, and at that same time, you have the rest of XSET taking up the short area to try to clear out U-Haul. There's nobody there. FaZe disjointed, but still with a chance. BCJ, the all-knowing, the ever-aware, still laying around, watching out for the short area, but he's actually away. Corey, no way.
They've got
Corey's
Hunter's Fury as well.
No, BCJ, there it is. The awareness, the third eye on this guy. It's cool to actually see it come in, but things were getting spicy for a second there. But now FaZe, these last two players, they need to save.
Yeah, after Corey goes down, I think they were going to try and wait. If Corey could get in a decent position, they maybe activate the Hunter's Fury to force players into the open where Corey can take them right in front of Showers or right in front of Short. But because Corey, obviously, like you said, third eye for BCJ, spins back around. Nothing you can really do there. Now, does BabyBay get anything from this? No, he doesn't. But now they can't go down. That's the thing. If players are coming around, but there's not enough time to take them out.
Yep.
XSET find 11. 2 rounds to go before they eliminate FaZe. And FaZe, it's a very shaky buy here. 3 rifles currently. No ults really necessary besides obviously the Orbital Strike and Hunter's Fury. But in a round like this, how are you going to try and invest those? Because the way FaZe have been playing, it's been very lackadaisical. XSET have been able to take so much space from them, and FaZe are maybe playing a little too risky right now.
FaZe's hopes of getting a master slot could be gone in just 2 rounds. They need to pull everything they've got going into these next few rounds, and BabyBay looking for something cheeky. Couldn't find anything. Instead, that Boombot makes his way over, and BabyBay getting pinged. He is away. Could potentially watch the angle. Nobody swinging on, but there it is. BabyBay with a quick show, but BCJ, what on earth was that trade? He gets it back, but Corey in the back gets one. Actually, he got 2 coming in from the heaven area. XSET restricted now to a man disadvantage, but the Hunter's Fury is going to take it back. Equalized. Not only that, but BCJ takes it from a disadvantage to an advantage just with 1 ulti. Raucous now 1v2 in such a roller coaster round. Has
He's
to
not gonna
do
get
it all.
spotted.
That recon bolt is taking so much time off the clock, but again, because of how elaborate this position could be, definitely be popping out at any moment, so they still have to maintain this control of the U-Haul area. And they spotted his back. He's done. He is so done. He's still watching around. Gonna ping. Not even. Just trying to go for the frags. XSET. After so much trial and tribulation, it was BCJ to open things up.
Cannot believe that BCJ is able to punish 3 players, 2 off the Hunter's Fury. Be it. And, I mean, it's huge. He makes the read, right? The Hunter's Fury from Raucous coming from that B site, that's kind of a gamble. It's like, in the minds of XSET, well, if he's rotating from spawn, there's no way they gambled 1 player on the B site. And if it were to be a gamble, it'd have to be a Cypher or something, right? So they make a read that there are going to be multiple players coming from the spawn site, and it just so happens to be that he ends up getting 2 kills off of it, completely flipping the round on its head. And then it's just left down to Raucous to try and pull off the clutch. So now FaZe up against 4 ultimates. Aaron going leaping into the site, able to pick up the first kill there. As now XSET, it's going to be a 4v4 as BabyBay explodes. 2 kills, and they're back in this round to try and keep their dreams alive.
That's way bigger than you think, too. BCJ had the Hunter's Fury for the post plant, and he's done and dusted. Corey takes down Aaron. Now it's double coverage in U-Haul to try to fight things immediately. Spike is getting defused. Dwight the fight! And Corey opens things up for FaZe. That was all XSET. You look at the setup. You look at the ultis. Neural Theft. You still had a TP in the back, but that couldn't have done all too much. Bladestorm 2 for the post plant. All of it just got shut down. The Hunter's Fury came out a little bit early too, so BCJ, even if he would have survived, it would have just been short control. FaZe, they explode onto the site, and more likely it was BabyBay getting the space.
I cannot believe that's when you need your big players to shine. Both BabyBay and Corey, 3K from Corey, 2-piece from BabyBay, right when they need it, on the verge of being knocked out of the first or the second closed qualifier.
Here.
They come up huge. XSET maybe overextend just a tad bit, but I mean, more props to BabyBay and Corey nonetheless. FaZe, they stay alive here in mountain number 2. It's 7-12, and anything goes now off of that. 4 players here on this B site. BabyBay, with a quick rotation. And XSET, they're walking right into the jaws of FaZe. Once more, the trap has been set, and FaZe lay in wake.
Oh, Aaron yet again. 2 rounds in a row. Uses his satchel to get himself 2 frags, but now with 3 players remaining for FaZe, they have to face on the information that they had just lost. Three players laying around. There's one in elbow, but still the recons aren't going to go big. But Baby Bay, no! That could just open up the entire round. It's Zachary. He was all the way in the back line. He still ended up getting that kill.
They know
That's
2 plays
huge
here.
to clear up sight. Raucus still laying around. There's 2 players over towards the long area. TP from We Did, but it's a fake one. But it doesn't matter. Puro and Thwifel hold it down in FaZe Clan. They go.